for this now. Oh, all right. So wonderful. Yes. The more you listen to this magnificent voice of Kaviraj and his beautiful composition, the more our own energies of the self rise. That is a promise of Dada. Dadashri has said that, you see.
Cuanto más escuchemos estas canciones y la letra de Kaviraj, más va a ir creciendo nuestras energías. Y esto es una promesa de Dada.
Many, many times Dadashri in satsang used to say that there is this amazing energy in Kaviraj and the way he writes these things.
Muchas veces Dada dijo que asombrosas energías surgían en estas canciones que Kaviraj escribía y cantaba.
And, you know, he would listen to the words of Dadashri in satsang, and then he would, you know, soon after the satsang, he would write these lines. So in other words, the inspiration is the same inspiration that we all receive in satsang of Dadashri, you see.
Kaviraj escuchaba el satsang de Dada y con las palabras de Dada lo inspiraban de la misma forma que nosotros nos inspiran las palabras de Dada cuando estamos en satsang.
The inspiration is highest. It's the height of the energies is maximum during the satsang and at the end of satsang, you see, it's very high. And instead of going back to the relative world and our work, if we can capitalize on that inspiration, that energy inside, and proceed with whatever the talent you have. If you have a voice, you know, let the voice flow. If you have the ability to speak, let the words flow. If you have, your body is very active, let the body activities go for this. That increases not only of your own self, but of others too. Yes.
La inspiración es algo que crece tanto en el satsang y se va elevando tan grande que al terminar el satsang, en vez de volver al trabajo diario o a lo relativo o cualquier cosa, tratemos de capitalizar esa energía. Y si tenés el don de la música, de cantar y una bella voz o bellas palabras o cosas que haces con tu cuerpo, hacelas, deja que eso fluya, porque no es solamente para vos, sino también para las otras personas.
And when you use that energy, that is called pure or Shuddha upayog. You see, upayog means you use. Upayog means use of the mind, speech, and body for a specific purpose. You see.
Esa energía se llama, ese del satsang es upayog, y upayog es usar la energía de la mente, del cuerpo y del habla para inspirar.
Okay, so we will have the Tenerife group with me, C, and Alicia, and that group to begin the Tri Mantra this morning.
El grupo de Tenerife va a cantar el Tri Mantra esta mañana.
They are present, Misiones, Elam, Alicia. Well, they're not here. I don't know. I see Alicia, El, and Elam, and Misiones, Argentina. All right. So let us, okay. All right. How about Agustin? Agustin, you want to say the Tri Mantra, Agustin?
¿Quieres decir el Tri Mantra, Agustín?
Agustin is not present. All right. So, all right. Okay. So I need a volunteer. Who would like to sing the three mantra? We have to have the three mantra before we begin satsang.
Tenemos
No.
que tener el trimantra antes de comenzar el satsang. ¿Quién quiere cantar?
¿Puedo?
Okay. All right, Sandra.
Namo Vitragay, Namo Harihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayayanam, Namo Vazayanam, Namo Loye Sabasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapa Vapanashanu, Mangalanam Jasavesi, Padaman Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanam, Namo Vitragaya, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayayanam, Namo Vazayanam, Namo Loe Sabasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapa Vapanashanu, Mangalanam Jasavesim, Pagaman Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanam, Namo Vitragaya, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayayanam, Namo Vazayanam, Namo Loe Sabasahunam, Eso Panchanamukaro, Savapa Vapanashanu, Mangalanam Jasavesi, Padaman Kavai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchitanam, Jai Satchitanam, Jai Satchitanam, Jai Satchitanam.
Jai Sachidananda.
Jai Sachidananda.
Thank you for that beautiful
Patri,
beginning of the satsang. Yes.
Gracias
perdón,
por ese
Shuddha.
hermoso,
Mhm.
por ese hermoso comienzo del satsang.
Patri, decirle a Shuddha que quería compartir con él que hoy es un día muy especial. Porque, sí,
Today is a very special day. Sandra is sharing that today is a very
Okay.
special day.
Okay.
después de varias veces de vernos por la camarita, por Zoom, hace 5 años que nos pudimos dar el primer abrazo con Shuddha en Sao Paulo.
Today, after meet through Zoom, today is the first day we can hug you in presence in Brazil.
Mañana van a ser 5 años que Patricia, Luz, Germán, Cecilia y Sandra tomamos nuestro primer Gnani.
And tomorrow is the celebration of our first Gnani of Luz, Sandra, Cecilia, Germán, Patricia, and it's our birthday.
Wonderful. And tomorrow is a beautiful beginning of a lot of satsang with the Gnani in the US Shibir, you see. Generally, the Gnani would be here in USA, but now we are going to do it in Zoom, so the whole world can be together with the Gnani.
Y mañana va a ser un día muy especial porque van a comenzar los shibirs que en Gnani usualmente va a Estados Unidos. Y esto es muy especial porque desde todo el mundo se va a poder compartir.
Yes, so beautiful. We are just getting more and more blessed with the gifts of satsang, you see.
Y esto es tan maravilloso porque cada vez nos somos más bendecidos y dichosos en satsang.
Yeah, and also tomorrow you should definitely work on this, celebrate with the song of Kaviraj, try to just keep on listening. That, there is so much beauty in it. And, I'm currently very busy working on the July Dadavani for everyone, but if I get a little time, I will, try to help you with those words. And also they may already be translated. We have a Mahatma by the name of Shashikant Bhai who has met Dada. He is a senior Mahatma from Los Angeles. He has translated a lot of these pados of Kaviraj. And there is a PDF in English. I should try to find it, or at least put Patricia in contact with him, you see, so he can give it to you.
Okay. Está diciendo que nos pide por favor que tratemos de escuchar estas canciones de Kaviraj por la inspiración que tienen. Y hay un Mahatma Charitan que es un gran Mahatma que tradujo un montón de estas canciones y nos va a estar pasando para que también podamos entender lo que quiere decir la letra.
Yeah, English of Kaviraj Pads, you see, by Shashikant Bhai. Shashikant, many of you have seen him, Shashikant Bhai, in Simandar city. But in fact, if you were on the lake, he used to come and sometimes talk to all of you, in the lake, by the side of in the lake in Simandar city where we all used to sit, you see.
Probablemente lo hayamos visto en India. Él usualmente va al lago, se sienta al lado del lago y comienza a hablar. Muchos Mahatmas van allí a escucharlo.
I will try to search also for that PDF if I find.
Por favor, los micrófonos.
Luz, tenés abierto Micrófono.
If I will try to search for that PDF, and if I find it, I will send it to Patricia so she can send it to all of you, okay?
Ok.
Mhm.
Se puede encontrar esa traducción, la va a estar enviando
Mhm.
para todos.
Wonderful. All right. So so now let us begin with our resume our weekly satsang on the understanding of Vyavasthit. And
We have done page 43 last time, I think.
okay, good. So let me pull it out. Let me pull it out so that I can share with all of you. Okay. So
Yes.
and I need to go in my documents. Search. Dadavani, December 2013 S, right? And we last looked at it on 9th of June. And we also looked at it on 15th of June. Yes, so let me see here. Here it is.
June 10 was the last time we have Vyavasthit, I think.
Right. We did. And so June 10th. And what page did you say we were on? Oops.
We have done page 43.
43. I pulled the wrong one, so I need to go again. Documents. Search. The other one, any December 2013 S. All right, let's see. Hopefully, yes. It's on page 43. Did you say?
We done that page.
That
we
one,
have done.
All right. So
it's done.
right. So now we go to the next page. So let me share it, and then we can proceed with it. And here we are. And there it is. You see, so we see this. And we have already finished this part on page 43, which is and now we go to whose fault it is when Vyavasthit is the doer, correct? Is that the one?
Yes. Yes.
And let me just pull out the Gujarati version. Yes, okay, I have it. All right, good. So we proceed and we say, Dada, we are at your feet. Let these words of yours be absorbed as they are in my being. I want only your words and their exact meaning, nothing else. You see?
Oh, sorry, I lost.
Before we
Lo que
read.
estábamos diciendo es que en este momento que vamos a empezar, le pedimos a Dada las fuerzas para interpretar tal cual y solo sus palabras, tal y como están escritas.
Thank you, Fabi. Thank you, Fabi. Now let's. So we read, who is at fault when Vyavasthit is the doer? Oh, what an amazing heading. Who is at fault when Vyavasthit is the doer?
¿Quién está en falta cuando Vyavasthit es el hacedor? Pregunta magnífica.
There should be a firm resolution, nischaya, to maintain awareness. You, the S capital self, can never make mistakes. There is no question about it. There is one, however, there is one who makes a mistake, and one understands that a mistake happened. And although he understands that Vyavasthit is the doer, he is a nimit, evidentiary instrument. He should therefore do alochana-pratikraman-pratyakayan, spelling here K-H-Y-A-N, not pratyakayan. There should be an H here instead of an A, pratyakayan, which is to simply recall the hurt that has happened, repent for it, and resolve not to repeat it. and that this should not have happened. Otherwise, there is no progress, is there? The self is entirely separate. The doer is Vyavasthit. That is why no one's mistake is to be seen at all. All right, so I'll let you read that. Let me raise it up so that you can see the whole thing. Okay, yes, please go on.
Yes. Debe haber una firme resolución, nischaya, de mantener la consciencia. Tú, el ser, con mayúsculas, no eres capaz de cometer errores. No hay duda de ello. Hay alguien que comete un error. Uno entiende que ha habido un error, y aunque entiende que Vyavasthit es el hacedor, es un nimit, un instrumento probatorio, y debe de hacer alochana-pratikraman-pratyakayan. Entre la K y la A y la Y hay una A y debería de haber una H ahí. Es pratyakayan. Y recordar el daño causado, arrepentirse del mismo y resolver no volver a repetirlo. Consciente de que esto no debería haber sucedido. Si no hay no hay progreso, ¿cierto? El ser será completamente separado. El hacedor es Vyavasthit. Por eso es que no debe verse la falta en nadie.
Let go of the vision, now Dadashri says, that sees a fault of anyone in this satsang. No one is doing a mistake at all. Everything is done by Vyavasthit. So get rid of the vision that makes you see faults in others altogether. Otherwise, your progress will be hindered, will be obstructed, will be delayed.
Suelta la visión de que alguien suelta la visión que de ver a alguien en falta en este satsang. Nadie estará cometiendo ningún error. Vyavasthit lo hace todo. Así que deshazte por completo de la visión que te hace ver faltas en los demás. Si no, tu progreso encontrará obstáculos, obstrucciones.
Questioner. If we continue to see fault in others, Dada, do we regress spiritually? Do we regress? Do we reverse spiritually? Dadashri replies, you will be destroyed. Vyavasthit is the doer of everything. After receiving this Gnan, everything that happens is according to Vyavasthit.
Suelta la visión, suelta la visión que ve a alguien en falta en este satsang. Nadie está cometiendo ningún error. Vyavasthit lo hace todo. Así que deshazte por completo de la visión que te hace ver las faltas en los demás. Si no, tu progreso encontrará obstáculos. Pregunta, si continuamos viendo las faltas en los demás, ¿no retrocederemos en nuestra espiritualidad? Y Dadashri dice, serás destruido, Vyavasthit es el hacedor de todo. Después de recibir el Nan, todo sucede de acuerdo con Vyavasthit.
Okay, so let's close this and go into further details on it. And if anybody has any questions, or anyone who wants to say anything, please go ahead and say this. Okay. Yes, Gabi has a question. So yes, my dear Gabi, what is the question?
¿Cuál es tu pregunta, Gaby?
¿Se escucha? ¿Me escucho?
Perfecta.
¿Sí?
Yes, we can.
Mi pregunta es, si yo hago ese pratikraman, el alochana y el pratyakayan, estoy consciente del error, pero el error vuelve a suceder, y vuelve a suceder, y vuelve a suceder. ¿Cuál es el límite de, o sea, podría yo perder mi tren, bajarme del tren si este error está constantemente repitiéndose, aun cuando tengo la intención de que no ocurra, pero ocurre igual?
Y seguís haciendo el practicarama y todo lo demás mientras tanto. Sí, okay. Gaby is asking what happens to do alochana-pratikraman-pratyakayan, alochana, and everything, but these things continue happening, and she continue doing all pratikraman and that, but it continue happening. What happens? Why?
It happens. You know, you're following the instructions of Dadashri, right? Gabi is aware and awakened. So you know, you are aware and awakened, and the faults happen by the one who believes I am Gabi, you see, and discharge. You see, there is somebody in discharge who still believes I'm Gabi and I did it, or it happened through me. The body doesn't do any mistakes. The body is simply the body. There is one in the middle who is trying to get out of this connection with the body and the mind, you see. Mm-hmm. So
Gaby, vos estás despierta y consciente. El tema de la creencia de lo que sucede, de lo que está sucediendo, de lo que está haciendo, no es la experiencia de tu ser, es del que cree que es el hacedor, el que está haciendo. En algún punto es creer que vos estás haciendo. Porque tu cuerpo no hace nada, pero entre tu ser y tu cuerpo hay algo en el medio que está creyendo que está haciendo las cosas.
You see, the answer is in what Patricia read this morning, right there in front of us. Ours is a decision after the awakening in the Gnani to be and to remain as the knower, that I need to be aware of what is happening. That is called Jagruti. Jagruti means awakened awareness, you see. We have to remain aware, you see, remain aware. That is all your responsibility, you see. Remain aware, you know, remain aware and awakened, you see. Mm-hmm.
Nuestra decisión después de haber recibido el Nanbidi es tener la decisión de permanecer despiertas y conscientes, y eso se llama es el Jagruti.
Yeah, the question is not of the mistakes, you see. The mistakes are not, you see, because mistakes are not happening through you, the awakened one. You are not making any mistakes, my dear Gabi. The mistakes are happening through the one who has made mistakes in the last life and continues to make the mistakes in this life. Last life, the mistakes were through intentions. Now the mistakes are through the mind, through the body, and through words, you see. You are not doing the mistakes now anymore, you see.
Los errores no les suceden, los errores no los comete el que está consciente y el que está despierto. Los errores suceden a través de lo que, o sea, lo que sucedió en la vida pasada y ahora están sucediendo a través de la mente, el cuerpo y el habla.
What you're saying is correct. You're saying, why are the mistakes happening again and again? All you need to be aware of is, Soyama Pura. I am the blissful one mistakes are still happening through this one who has a label called Gabi. This one has got a label called Gabi. The name is written Gabriela. You see, the ego, the mistakes are happening in discharge through this one that is not the body, but the one with the label, I am, Eo so Gabi, you see? Know that.
Los errores suceden no a través de tu ser. Los errores suceden a través del que tiene la etiqueta con tu nombre. Es una descarga del ego lo que sucede a la persona que tiene tu nombre, tiene ese nombre.
And your role is to say, my dear, you have to say, you're inside, you have to tell Gabi, my dear, I'm so pure, I'm pure soul, and you are not making the mistakes. You should know that the mistakes have happened, that's all. So you should tell her, do you see this as a mistake? So then she will say, yes, this is a mistake. What do you do with it? Well, you don't want it to happen again, do you? So, no, I don't want it to happen again. So then what do? Resolve never to do it again. And if pain has happened to the other person, do pratikraman. You see, this is exactly described by Dada. You see?
Esto que acaba de decir Shuddha es algo que fue exactamente descrito por Dada, y es que vos no sos la que cometés los errores, a pesar de que los errores sigan sucediendo, los errores le suceden al ego, a la etiqueta, al relativo. Entonces es como hablar, tener una conversación y decirle, bueno, esto sigue sucediendo, ¿vos querés que siga sucediendo? ¿Te parece bien? Entonces tener la firme determinación de que esto no vuelva a suceder. Y si alguien fue herido en ese proceso, es hacer pratikraman.
Yes, you see, this is your role, is only your responsibility, and your role is to know that the pain is happening. You see, not to worry about why is it happening again and again. That is not your role. Why is scientific circumstantial evidence is the answer. Why is it happening again? Scientific circumstantial evidence. You see, as long as there is something remaining, it will keep on coming in front of you. You see.
Tu rol y tu responsabilidad es mantenerte consciente y despierta y no estar preguntando por qué suceden estos errores. ¿Por qué suceden estos errores? Por las evidencias científicas, circunstanciales científicas.
Mi pregunta no era por qué. Mi pregunta no era por qué ocurre, porque yo sé que ocurre por evidencia circunstancial científica. Mi pregunta era si el que ocurra
your sound is associated with a hum. Can you speak directly into the microphone? Yes.
Okay.
Habla
¿Ahí?
directo con el...
¿Ahí?
Okay,
¿Ahí
doesn't
sí.
Yeah, go on.
¿Sí?
Yeah.
Seguí.
Mi pregunta no era por qué ocurre, porque sé que son las evidencias circunstanciales científicas. Mi pregunta era si muero y ocurrió hasta el último día de mi vida el error, ¿tengo posibilidades de irme a Mahavir, etcétera, o no tengo ni una opción de irme a Mahavir, etcétera?
Ok. Repreguntamos. Gaby's question is, if something is happening, something wrong is happening once and again and again, and she dies, and that this faults continue happening until she died. She is going to Mahavir Kshetra.
Y yo soy consciente de que no soy Gaby. Pongamos ese, porque soy consciente de que soy alma pura, no soy Gaby.
And
Tengo
she's
esa
conscious
conciencia.
that she is alma pura.
Yeah, if you're Amapura, you're going Mahavida Kshetra because you want to go there. This is your intention. And your intention, even before going there, is to settle, allow all files which have been disturbed by you in the past life to come to settle down, just like a storm in an ocean settles down, you see. The storm has been created by you and no one else, you see. So, and it is an exact account that is coming again and again. And that is why you say, why it is happening again and again. The answer is, it's your storm, that's all.
Ok. Si vos sabés que sos alma pura y tenés la intención de ir a Mahavira Kshetra, ahí vas a ir. Si estás consciente y clara con que sos alma pura y la intención es ir a Mahavira Kshetra. Ahora también hay un montón de archivos que tienen que ver con vidas pasadas y hay que resolverlos. Es como una tormenta en el medio del océano. Es una cuenta de una vida pasada tuya y hasta que no se termine la tormenta se va a seguir repitiendo. Por eso se repite una y otra vez y otra vez. Es tu propia tormenta.
Yeah, you do not have any intention to hurt anyone, do you? I mean, you do not have any intention to really kind of prolong any pain for anyone. So you are separate from this whole process that is happening to this complex called Gabi or to Damian or Kimochi. You are not connected to what is happening in front of you. It is your wrong belief that you're still hanging on to, that this is happening to me. Get rid of this wrong belief. Dada has already taken care of that,
Gaby, no tienes la intención de herir a otra persona, no está esa intención, vos estás separada, y estas preguntas suceden cuando en algún punto sigue persistiendo la creencia de que esto me pasa a mí.
Yeah, you see, I mean, what difference does it make if you are in total bliss of the self? Does it really matter where you are?
Si estás en total bienaventuranza y dicha del ser, ¿hay algún problema donde estás?
Does it
¿Importa?
Really? Yeah, whether it is, Mahavide means the great out-of-body location. It's an out-of-body location. Have you ever wondered why it is called Mahavide, out-of-body location? Mahavide. Vide means not the body. Okay, videha. Deha means body, and videha means not the body.
Ok. Mahavide es fuera del cuerpo. ¿Alguna vez se preguntaron lo que quería decir esto? Es estar fuera del cuerpo. Deha es cuerpo.
Yeah, Maha means great.
Y videha.
Maha means great. Videha, deha means body. Videha means not the body. So the great out of body location, you see. So, that
el
is
mejor lugar fuera de la mejor locación fuera del cuerpo es.
I mean, just delve on it. It is, you have entered the ocean of bliss. The only thing that prevents your experiencing it is the file, which has the potential to pull you in the direction of attachment or aversion, attachment or aversion. That is the only problem. Otherwise, we are all free. Now only the files are remaining, you see.
El único problema que estás en conciencia, estás despierta, estás separada, pero lo único que todavía permanece son los archivos que te llevan que nos llevan al apego o a la aversión. Y solamente es eso.
As long
los
as you
archivos.
as long as you consider a file, and by as long as you add an adjective and add an opinion on a file, you are bound. File means file. It doesn't say. File means, it doesn't give a definition of a good file or a bad file. File means file, you see. File means file. You inside, not Amapura, you inside says, oh, this is a good file and this is a bad file, you see.
El file es cuando le agregas un adjetivo o una opinión a un file, ahí está, ahí entraste a tener opiniones. Y los files no son ni buenos ni malos, solamente son files.
Yeah, you know, I don't hear, none of us hear Gabi complaining about the pleasant files happening again and again, the pleasant, you know, oh, again and again, good things are happening. You're only complaining about why is it happening? Why is the negative things happening again and again? I have done pratikraman. You know, the question really is this first paragraph that we read of Dada. This is, everything is inside there. The answer is inside, you see.
Cuando cosas buenas suceden no nos quejamos, nadie se queja. Pero cuando cosas malas suceden o que no nos gustan, empezamos a quejarnos, a quejarnos. Y la respuesta está aquí, en este párrafo que hemos leído hoy.
Yeah, you see this, you know, read this again here, you know, read this again. And, you know, this, I would like for, you know, Patricia to read this paragraph again and see if you can see your answer in there, you see.
Pide ayuda que vuelva a leerlo y a ver si podés encontrar la respuesta en él. Debe haber una firme resolución, nischaya, de mantener la consciencia. Tú, el ser, no eres capaz de cometer errores. No hay duda de ello. Hay alguien que comete un error, uno, con minúscula, entiende que ha habido un error. Y aunque entiende que Vyavasthit es el hacedor, es un nimit, un instrumento probatorio. Debe hacer alochana-pratikraman y pratyakayan. Recordar el daño causado, arrepentirse del mismo y resolver no repetirlo, consciente de que esto no debería haber sucedido. Si no, no hay progreso, ¿cierto? El ser está completamente separado. El hacedor es Vyavasthit. Por eso es que no debe verse falta en nadie.
You see, you do not have, it's when this last sentence, you do not have to see anyone's fault, do you? I mean, you know, you are the Amapura. The fault is being seen by the one who is complaining, why is it not ending? You see? The one who says, oh, it's happening again and again, that is the one who still has the faulty vision. The faulty vision, the flawless vision is of yours, Amapura, you see?
En realidad el que tiene el problema es el que todavía encuentra la visión de la falta, que sigue viendo la falta. Ese es el tema. Seguir viendo la falta.
This is so much...
I want to make a question or share. It happens that when we finish reading this paragraph, it comes Vyavasthit and flawless vision together.
Yes,
how it's,
yes.
It's come together, both.
Yeah, because when the faulty vision arises because you are confused, because you are saying, who did this? And, you know, and the intellect inside each one of us will always blame the nimit, the other person. Oh, she is the one who is not doing this. He is the one who is not understanding. I understand, he is not understanding. And the fight starts, you see. It is neither his understanding nor your understanding that is the problem. The problem is the exact fight that happened in the last life, which is not resolved in this life, you see.
El problema sucede, yo lo que le pregunté a Shuddha, que yo sentí cuando terminamos de leer el párrafo, que de alguna manera casi unía a Vyavasthit con la visión impecable, ¿no? Entonces la confusión es cuando surge buscar a ver quién lo hizo, quién no lo hizo, si entendió, si no entendió, ¿no? Y estar ahí hasta que comienza una pelea. Pero todo esto, en la exacta visión, es algo que comenzó en la vida pasada y ahora lo que está haciendo es descargando. Esto es un efecto de una pelea de la vida pasada.
The problem is the inability to see that this is a replay of this is the exact manifestation of that which was rehearsed. That was rehearsed in the last life. Now it is playing the rehearsal, in every drama on the stage. You see, it just doesn't happen. You go to watch, you pay big money to watch a drama on stage, live drama, and you say, wow, amazing acting, amazing acting. Those people have practiced over and over again, hours and hours, learning the lines and this and that, etc. The drama, the rehearsal has happened in the last life. Again and again inside our mind, we say, he's wrong, she's like this, he's like that, etc. And it remains inside, you see. And then when the evidences arise again in this life, you say, you're like that, you're like this, you're like that, you see. This is what our Dada is trying to impress upon us, teach us, you see.
Lo que sucede es que se manifiesta y surge estas manifestaciones, es como si fuera un replay, ¿no? Que estamos volviéndolo a ver una y otra vez y otra vez. Pero todo esto fue causado en una vida pasada. Es lo mismo que vayamos a un teatro o a un cine o a un teatro y veamos una obra, un drama, lo que fuere, y salimos y decimos, qué bueno, qué buena actuación, qué buena obra, pero todos los actores estuvieron practicando durante horas y estuvieron leyendo y aprendiéndose todo el guión de memoria. Y todo esto después es lo que sucede en la obra cuando la vamos a ver. Y esto mismo es lo que nos pasa a nosotros, ¿no? En otra vida hemos tenido peleas con otra... hemos creado estas causas a través de que no tienes razón, mira lo que hiciste, o lo que fuera. Y en esta vida volvemos y se vuelve a manifestar eso mismo, ¿no? De la pelea
Yes.
o de encontrar faltas.
You work, Gabi, you work with onions in the kitchen all the time. You take out one layer, still the onion is there. Take out another layer, still the onion. In the same way is with this things that happen. Why is it happening is not the answer, but every time there is a pratikraman, every time it happens, you say it should not be like this. That means you're separate, you see. That means pratikraman is happening. And pretty soon there will be no onion left because you have come to the final layer, you see. This is how exactly it is.
Esto es como cuando estás en la cocina pelando una cebolla y vas quitando capas y capas y capas. Y esto es como ir haciendo el pratikraman. A medida que vamos haciendo pratikraman, las capas de la cebolla se van saliendo hasta que no queda nada. Y así nos sucede a nosotros.
When you say, why is it happening again and again? It is not happening again and again. That fault was different, this fault is different. If you look at the evidences of the fault, that same, what might appear to be the same fault, it is not the same fault. The evidences surrounding it are different for every fault that happens, you know. It is never the same fault again.
Cuando, por ejemplo, decimos siempre pasa lo mismo, ¿no? Es la misma falta, lo mismo pasa lo mismo. Y no pasa siempre lo mismo. Hay diferencias. Hay diferencias entre una y otra, porque también son las evidencias que van agrupándose que son diferentes, no son iguales.
Yeah, and he's not the only one who is doing it. There are so many things that are around her or him that create, that result in a fault, and that is why it is called Vyavasthit. You see, you know, when it, you know, it's, oh, I did it. You know, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. This is, it happened. You did not do it. It happened.
Esto es, hay cosas que van sucediendo alrededor de uno que no son siempre las mismas, pero nosotros las podemos ver así. Y en realidad, yo lo hice. No, tú no lo hiciste, esto está sucediendo, no hiciste nada, esto está sucediendo.
You can only do it if you wanted to do it, but you know, you're no longer the doer. You see, if you did not know who you were, if you say, "Eu sou Gabi, I am doing it," then you're doing it, but you're no longer the doer. You're not, you say you're not Gabi. This one in front of us is Gabi. They cannot see. The people of the world cannot see you, the invisible one, you see.
Si decides hacer algo y lo haces, pero la que lo hace es Gabi. Tú no eres Gabi, eres invisible. La invisible, la parte invisible.
Yeah, you know if you work on the sense, you are the invisible eternal one, who amurtachu, you know, mind, speech, and body are murta, are visible. Mind, speech, and body are visible to others. Who amurtachu, I am invisible. You see?
Ho amor tachu es la parte invisible, lo no visible, y la parte de lo que se ve, que es la mente, el cuerpo y el habla, es la parte visible. Pero vos sos invisible, o amor tachu.
Yes. Mind, speech, and body are gross. They're evident. The whole world can see it. You know, I am subtle. Sukshmachu, I am subtle. And this is all visible and evident. Gross, visible.
La mente, el cuerpo y el habla son evidentes. Y yo soy sutil, soy invisible. Y la parte evidente y lo evidente lo pueden ver todos.
Sukshmachu, you see, to believe, you know, you recognize that all of these things are interactions of that which is visible, the relative, not of the self, you see.
Todo, cuando podemos ver que todas estas son interacciones de lo que es evidente, de lo que es visible,
of the relative.
Nos damos cuenta, ¿sí? Tiene que ver con lo relativo.
You know,
Interacción de lo relativo.
But by understanding, by saying relative, you are actually entering into the domain of purity. In the domain of purity, in the kingdom of the pure one, the relative is also pure. The relative is also pure. That is why the word relative is associated with purity, not with impurity. There is nothing impure in the relative.
Todas las interacciones que suceden en lo relativo, pero si nosotros entendemos que esto está sucediendo en lo relativo, en ese mismo instante estoy entrando en lo real, que es puro, y entonces también esto relativo se transforma en puro.
And this is exactly what Patricia means by there is no fault when you understand Vyavasthit, you see.
Y eso es lo que yo compartí, ¿no? Que no hay faltas cuando entiendes Vyavasthit.
So no matter how bad and complicated and involved and sticky and dirty the world in the interaction may seem, it is all through the flawed, dirty vision, not with the vision of the Amapura, you see.
No importa cuán sucio, pegajoso, molesto o cosas así sea el mundo. Si lo vemos así es porque lo estamos viendo a través de una visión tan sucia, tan pegajosa como estamos viendo, si lo vemos viéndolo desde con esos ojos. Por eso es tan importante ver al mundo y a las personas libres de faltas.
Yeah, you see this first paragraph that you read again today for all of us, you see, is clearly shows the three divisions of I, Babo, Mangaldas. I am Absoluto Amapura. I am the blissful knower. Babo, Gabi, Gadamian, you see, with some residual wrong beliefs. And Mangaldas is the body complex, you see. You appear as a man or as a woman, or etc., you see.
Y acá es donde se producen las tres divisiones. Uno es el I, que es el ser verdadero, el alma pura, el Babo, que es Gaby, Damián, todos ellos, y después Mangaldas, que es el complejo del cuerpo que puede manifestarse tanto como un hombre como una mujer.
Yeah, the Bhavo is the one that is becoming more and more Gnani. The middle one is now letting go of these wrong beliefs, you see, through the five agnas and satsang, you see.
El Babo, el del medio, es el que se vuelve cada vez más y más un Gnani, y es el que deja estas creencias erróneas. Que va dejando estas creencias erróneas.
Yeah, the middle one is the one with the ignorance, it's kind of forgets, Gabi knows that I also am Apura, so I am Apura, I am blissful. But, in exactness, now you need to know that it is the middle one inside that is neither a man nor a woman. Okay, it is pure combination of knowledge and ignorance, more light. When you have light, you're free. When you have no light, you start complaining. Why? What's happening? Why? I don't like it, etc. And then, and then there is the body which says, "Oh, please, leave me alone. Let me just rest."
En el medio, el Babo es el que tiene el conocimiento y el que tiene la ignorancia. Cuando hay conocimiento es porque hay luz, y si hay ignorancia es porque no hay luz. Es el que se queja, es el que el cuerpo quiere que lo dejen descansar, el que tiene todas las quejas. Entonces este del medio es el que va adquiriendo el conocimiento.
And then the Mangaldas is simply at the mercy of the Bhavo, then you see, in the middle one. The more the middle one becomes the Gnani, the more the middle one comes into the Agna, the more peace the body, the Mangaldas has. Oh man, I am fine now. The problem is not outside, the problem is with this one in the middle, you see.
Yes, we talk about this, the alma pura, body, pure soul, pure body, and in the middle the ego is the story, the opinions.
Yeah, the ego, the ignorance, but it is not a living ego, you see. It has been killed by Dada in the Gnanviti, but we are giving it energy by saying, it's happening to me, what will I do? You know, it's
Bueno, sí, cuanto mejor está el babo, que está en las 5 agnas, y está en el conocimiento, mejor va a estar Mangaldas, que es el complejo de la mente, el cuerpo y el habla. Y es el babo cuando está en ignorancia, el que llora y dice, oh, mire lo que me pasa, cómo me pasa, y todo eso. Es el ego. El ego se murió, Dada mató el ego en el Nanvidi. Pero bueno, estos son restos.
Yeah, so my friends, this vision is so amazingly beautiful in this first paragraph, you see. And it begins with Jagruti. It begins with the consciencia, the awareness. That awareness is, we should not let go. That is the highest priority of our presence. Not, oh, this is happening and this is happening, because that is not under our control whatsoever, you see.
Acá empezamos con el Jagruti, ¿no? Que es el conocimiento, el estar despierto, si es no dejar ir este conocimiento, no dejarlo ir.
Yeah, let's take a break for 10 minutes and then we come back and then we'll have our dear Cristian translate. Okay, Cristian?
Marcela, I think, has a question.
Okay,
we can address her.
We will return. When we return, we will take Marcela's question. Shall we take a 10-minute break and then we come back? Okay. All right.
Okay. Vamos a un recreo, después tomamos la pregunta de Marcela y Cristian traduce. Sí, Sachitana, thank you.
Thank you, my dear. So shall we, let's wait for Cristian.
Jai Satchidanand.
All right, Jai Satchidanand. There was, you said there was a question from Marcella? Marcella?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, Marcella.
Hola.
Yes.
Gracias.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Gracias.
Mm-hmm.
Cristian, mira, si no somos el hacedor, estamos separados, ¿quién es el que toma la firme determinación?
If we're not the doer and we are separated, which is the one who takes the firm determination or decision?
And that is the one who wants liberation, you see. The one,
aquel que quiere la liberación.
there is inside us, the one,
dentro de nosotros.
The one who has entered this life as a human being.
Aquel que ha entrado en esta vida como ser humano.
And has gone through all kinds of problems in life, and now, and this was because of a totally wrong understanding about who am I, you see.
Y que ha traído a través de muchos problemas en la vida debido a un error absoluto de quién soy yo, de entender quién soy yo.
And that person now, that I is now come home. He has entered home. He says, "Eo sama pura." And all of this is nothing but interaction of the other 5 eternal elements, you see, the other 5 eternal elements, not...
Y ese ahora ha vuelto a la casa, siente estoy ahora en casa, y lo que queda no es más que una interacción de los otros 5 elementos eternos, no es nada más que una interacción del resto de los 5 elementos eternos.
And the further confusion is avoided by exactly understanding this paragraph that has been read twice this morning, Marcella, you see.
Y el resto viene de entender correctamente este párrafo que ha sido leído 2 veces hoy día en la mañana, Marcela.
The one, Dadashri says, the one who makes the error, as Gabi was saying, and the one who makes the error understands that again I'm doing this, again this is wrong.
Es aquel que ha cometido el error, entiende que otra vez estoy cometiendo errores, que es lo que dijo Gaby, otra vez estoy cometiendo el error.
But you see, he keeps on, instead of saying it happened, I am no longer connected with it, you see, then there is liberation. But to believe that I did it and is to re-enter into the mistake again, you see.
Entonces él dice, sucedió, o el que ve el observador de esto dice, sucedió, está sucediendo, pero yo no estoy entrando en eso. Una vez que yo estoy entrando en eso, es cuando se genera el error.
This is so subtle. It is so absolutely subtle.
Esto es tan sutil.
You see, this is the illusion of the mirror. This is happening to the one in front of the mirror, but because it is so close, it feels as if it is happening to me, you see.
Esto está ocurriendo en el espejo, esto lo estás viendo en el espejo, pero está fijado en un lugar tan cercano que tú crees que te está ocurriendo a ti.
So, you see, this is this is an important question. It is the one who felt he is bound, he is handcuffed, can't do anything, you see. Is the one.
Esta es una pregunta importante, es aquel que se siente que está esposado, que está atrapado.
The one who feels absolutely a prisoner in this world is the one who now he has entered light, you see.
Es aquel que se siente un prisionero en este mundo, que es aquel que ha entrado ahora en la luz.
And in that light he says, this was a wrong belief that I was imprisoned. You see, it was not happening to me. It was I now am free, and whatever is in the effect, whatever is in the effect of this one in front of me, I shall see it and know it. That is all. You see?
Y él ahora dice, es una creencia a través de la luz, o la luz que le llega, dice, era una creencia aquella que me tenía prisionero. And can you repeat the last time, Shuddha, the last
whatever,
part?
yes, whatever is the effect of Damian or Cristian or Marcela, I shall see it. I continue to remain aware of it. The effects will arise and they will go away. You see, effects come and they go away. You see?
Y cualquiera sea el efecto de Damián, de Marcela o de cualquiera, yo lo voy a observar. Los efectos van a emerger, van a surtir su efecto, y se van a desaparecer. Y yo lo voy a solo observar.
I am the knower of the effect, not the sufferer of the effect, you see.
Yo soy el conocedor del efecto, no soy el que sufre el efecto.
You see, so understand that it is, another way to understand this is that the sun is always there. You see, the sun is always there. In that light of the sun, people of this earth either use it to grow food or fight wars. You see,
Otra forma de ver esto es que el sol siempre está ahí. La gente puede usar la energía del sol para hacer crecer comida o para hacer guerras.
The sun doesn't say right, wrong. It's in the same way. You are the light, absoluto amapura, and the one who used to believe I am Marcela is now entering into the correct vision, correct understanding, you see.
Y el sol no dice bueno, malo, correcto, incorrecto. Y de la misma manera, tú, quien has entrado ahora a la luz, al alma pura, estás observando esto que sucede.
Yeah, you do not have to do anything. Your liberation is guaranteed if you do not interfere by saying, "Oh, why is this happening? This is wrong or right." You see, there is no wrong or right. You just have to say it is happening because you believe that it is happening to you. You have to do pratikraman.
No tienes que hacer nada en realidad, solo tienes que observarlo. Si tú tienes garantizada la liberación, si tú simplemente no interfieres en aquello y tú llegas a pensar que esto me está ocurriendo a mí, solamente tienes que ir observando aquello que está ocurriendo.
Because you believe that it is happening to me, you slipped out of the agna of the Gnani Purush, and therefore you have to do pratikraman for missing the agna, you see.
Y porque tú crees que te está ocurriendo a ti, es que te resbalas de los agnas del Gnani Purush, y entonces tienes que hacer pratikraman.
You understand, Marcela? Yes, please go and speak. I want to know.
Mira, hay una frase, Cristian, que dice: he tomado la firme determinación de permanecer exclusivamente en tus agnas. Lo repetimos todos los días. He tomado la firme. ¿Quién? Cresta es el que ha tomado la firme determinación de permanecer en los agnas. Esa es mi pregunta.
Ok. Voy a tratar de traducirla de forma adecuada. Como tú sabes inglés, por favor, guíame. Si me equivoco en algo, me dice. The question is that there is a sentence that we repeat day by day, and the sentence is, I take the firm resolution or determination of being in the agnas. Who is the one who signs, you can say, this resolution, this determination of being in the agnas?
It is the
¿Esa
one.
es la pregunta?
Yes, and the answer is the one who doesn't want to suffer anymore.
La respuesta es que es aquel que no quiere sufrir ya nunca más.
You see, it's the one, is the one, because you see, then you go back to Dada and say, oh Dada, please forgive me. You know, again, I have jumped into the ocean of this mind, speech, and body. You have lifted me up, but I'm jumping back into it.
Y es aquel que dice, Dada, por favor, perdóname, otra vez me tiré o me zambullí en el océano de esta realidad. Tú me sacaste y me elevaste, pero yo me volví a zambullir en el océano de esta identificación.
So that, you see, Dada, your vision is my Agnas is your vision. Agnas is my religion. Agnas is my penance. Agna is what I slip from. And
los agnas son mi visión, mi religión, mi mirada, son los agnas de aquello de lo cual yo me resbalo.
Agna is the penance, you see. Agna is
es la penitencia también.
Yeah, Agna is the penance. And, you know, when somebody says, stupido Marcela, get out, I don't want you, at that time, penance arises inside, you see.
Si alguien dice, Marcela, eres estúpida, cualquier insulto, entonces, ¿cómo te sientes tú? Entonces ahí la penitencia emerge.
At that time, if you say, you so invisibly, I am amurta, I am not visible. He or she is saying this to this one that is visible, that has zero value. I do not want to place any value on that which is visible. The value is 100% on who I am, you see.
Tú repites, yo soy invisible, tú no le quieres dar, repites una serie de cosas, entonces tú no le quieres dar valor a ese que es visible, simplemente lo estás observando, pero no quieres darle un valor a ese que es visible.
So we have to, you know, day by day, we have to learn. It is through experiences we learn to devalue that which has no meaningful value. You see?
Es a través de la experiencia cuando nosotros aprendemos que tenemos que devaluar aquello que no tiene ninguna experiencia valuable.
Sí, perdón. Entonces sería nuestro ser relativo despierto, el que repite esas, el que no quiere volver a reencarnarse y todo eso.
So Rosie says that it will be our being, our relative being, but it's our relative being awake, the one who is doing that, the one who doesn't want to reincarnate again in this planet.
No, it is actually the one who has entered into the sphere of the light of the self.
No, dice que en realidad es aquel que ha entrado en la esfera de la luz del ser.
It is really the light that allows you to see what is happening, you see.
Es la luz la que realmente te permite ver aquello que está sucediendo.
You see, the light lets you see everything as it is. In your store that is behind you with the beautiful picture of Dada, you see.
Es la luz la que te permite ver las cosas en tu tienda que está ahí atrás con la foto preciosa de Dada. Es la luz la que te permite ver las cosas.
If you try to walk in it, you know, without the light, you will clash and collide and drop things, etc.
Y si tú tratas de caminar por ahí sin la luz, vas a chocar con cosas, botar cosas y golpearte con cosas.
But just simply switching on the light, touching the light switch, and everything is seen exactly as it is, and it allows you to move about without hitting, clashing, interfering with anything, you see.
El simple hecho de tocar la luz, de prender la luz, te permite caminar por ese lugar sin tener que chocar con las cosas, dañar las cosas, botar las cosas. Simplemente ese hecho te lo permite.
It is not what we call the relative is in the vision and in the light of the self.
Aquello que llamamos el relativo está en la luz del ser, o iluminado por el ser.
Yeah, relative has zero capacity to understand this. What you call relative in the relative area has zero capacity to understand it. The relative is called Rosie or Marcella or Gabi, and that is the one who gets confused and starts blaming others through the intellect and the ego, you see.
El que tú llamas relativo, el relativo tiene Gaby, Cristian, Shuddha, quien sea, tiene cero capacidad de entender esto, y es el relativo el que empieza a tener choques y a identificarse y a culpar a los demás, que esto pasó por esto y lo otro.
By placing a value on something that is in front of you, you become liable for the ownership of it, you see.
Cuando al tú darle valor a algo que está enfrente de ti, te transformas en responsable del valor que eso pueda tener.
It arises in front of you for a different reason. It comes in front of you for a different reason, and Dadashri called it a file, you see.
Aparece de frente de ti o aparece delante de ti por una razón distinta o diferente, y Dada lo llama un archivo, un file.
And the file that arises is not an accident. It is exact result of scientific circumstantial evidences. It is evidence-based, you see, evidence-based.
Y el archivo que emerge delante tuyo no es una casualidad, es una consecuencia de las evidencias circunstanciales científicas y está basado en esas evidencias.
You know, Rosie is alone and some friends say, okay, Rosie, we are going to come visit you, you know, and Rosie makes all the preparations, but you know, at the last minute, something happens, you see, and they don't show up, you see. This is how life is. It is evidence-based effects. Evidence-based effects.
Por ejemplo, si alguien va a visitar a Rosy, dice unos amigos que van a visitar a Rosy, y Rosy hace todas las preparaciones para que la gente venga, pero finalmente las personas que iban a venir no llegan, simplemente son hechos o circunstancias basados en evidencias, son hechos o efectos basados en las evidencias.
He says, and if Rosie gets upset and says, what? You didn't show up. Look what I had to do. I made all these preparations. I cooked so much, etc. And now it's all going to go to waste. All of those things are extra words. Those are not necessary in the knowledge of scientific circumstantial evidences, you see.
Y sí, entonces Rosy se enoja, se molesta, dice, pero ¿cómo no aparecieron? Y yo había hecho todas estas preparaciones, y había hecho, y cociné, y hice todas estas cosas. Bueno, eso es innecesario, eso son cosas adheridas, apartes, que no tienen que ver con las evidencias circunstanciales científicas.
Yeah, this is so exact and precise, you see. This is so exact and precise. Even in answer to Marcela's question, even the decision to remain in awareness is evidence-based.
Esto es tan exacto que aún la pregunta de Marcela, la decisión de mantenerse dentro de los 5 años, la firme decisión de mantenerse en el ser, también son evidencias.
It's based on the evidences of understanding. It is the more the light, the more the bliss, the more easy it becomes to be in it. You know, do you like light or do you like darkness? Yes,
Eso también tiene que ver con las evidencias y con las circunstancias del entendimiento, del conocimiento, de la comprensión. Te puedes parar, ¿te gusta la luz o te gusta la oscuridad? ¿Dónde? esa misma decisión también tiene que ver con las circunstancias.
And that light, as you all know, is Swapar Prakashak. In other words, it illuminates the self and it also illuminates the non-self, you see. So
Y ustedes saben que la luz ilumina tanto al ser como al no ser.
Yeah, that means it illuminates the mind in all facets of the mind of Rosie, Marcella, Gabi, you see. All facets of the signals that are happening in the body, all facets of speech that you want to speak and what comes out. All facets of it. Oh, I wanted to say this, but this happened, you see.
Y entonces la luz ilumina también todas las facetas del cuerpo, todas las facetas de la mente, todas las facetas del intelecto, de las cosas que están ocurriendo. Entonces ocurre que yo pensé que iba a ocurrir esto, quería que ocurriera esto, y en realidad ocurrió esto. Todas las fases son iluminadas por la luz.
And in that, my friends, in all of that, ours is only the awareness. Ours is only the knowledge that allows us to see the evidences that, where evidence is the final word. In the evidences, if you get involved, it's called situation, you see.
Entonces, finalmente es la luz la que nos permite ver aquello que está ocurriendo alrededor de nosotros, que tiene que ver con las evidencias. Dice que la evidencia es un concepto final, es un concepto... can you repeat that, Shuddha, because I get a little bit confused.
Scientific circumstantial evidences are the final slice of the awareness. You know, in the awareness, the deeper you want to go into the evidences of the tongue, of the sound, of the word, of the meaning of the word, of the effect of, you see.
Las evidencias científicos circunstanciales son como la última parte de la comprensión, por decirlo de alguna manera, la última parte de la observación de este conocimiento.
And the intention behind those words, all of these things are evidences. You see?
Las intenciones detrás de esas palabras, todas estas cosas son evidencias.
And these are of the non-self. They are not of the ama. That is, they are not mine. I am only the eternal, blissful knower of all of this. You see?
Y estos son, no son de la conciencia, son cosas del no ser, no son de la última luz.
Yes, but when those evidences arise and our involvement happens in it, it happens because it was programmed from the past life.
Y cuando esas evidencias emergen y está nuestro envolvimiento en ellas, eso está programado desde la vida pasada.
You see, and so therefore Marcella or Herman will react, you see, and he will say this and he will do this. And that is where extra awareness is needed. And it's okay if nobody is hurt. Nobody. But if somebody gets hurt, that is where you need extra awareness. That's all. Simple. Dada keeps it very simple.
Y entonces si Marcela, Germán o cualquiera reacciona aquí, bueno, simplemente está bien si es que no le ocurre nada a nadie. Simplemente es ahí donde necesitas esta luz extra, esta luz de Dada.
And the situation arises because one gets involved, you see, by saying, oh, it is happening to me. Involvement means the sense that it is happening to me.
Y la situación ocurre cuando yo empiezo a creer que esto me está sucediendo a mí. El envolvimiento ocurre cuando yo creo que esto me está sucediendo a mí. Esto se llama tanmayakar.
Yeah, then you see, then recognize that is the nature of the interaction. That doesn't mean it's wrong. That is how it is meant to be. You see?
Esa es la naturaleza, la interacción. Eso no significa que esté erróneo. Así tiene que ser.
You see? The only time it is wrong is, as we read in the first paragraph, when there is hurt to another human being. Or
La única parte donde esto está erróneo es aquello que leímos en el primer párrafo, y es cuando se daña a otro ser humano.
You see, because so therefore the involvement, becoming Cristian or becoming Gavi, is at two levels. Either it is purely as a drama, superficial, so then somebody says, shut up, Cristian, so it doesn't affect you. It's a drama,
Y el involucramiento tiene dos partes. Una es que cuando está o habla Cristian y alguien le dice cállate, simplemente no tiene nada, es parte del drama.
Yeah, that means you have the knowledge is prevailing with Gnan or with a cloud over Gnan, which means, and that means, oh, you did this to me. Wow, what about you? You see, that means now the cloud has come over Cristian, not over you.
Y ahora como tú reacciones o no reacciones a eso, vas a ver que estás en el Nan, es decir, en la luz, o vas a tener una nube sobre el Nan, una nube que envuelve el Nan. Entonces, si yo tengo esa nube que envuelve el Nan, yo voy a decir, ¿me estás diciendo eso a Cristian? ¿Me estás diciendo a mí?
Yeah, see, and then after a while, 10 minutes, you'll say, what? It's happening. This is a drama. It's a drama between Cristian and Fabi and Augustine. They're just saying these things, but it's not for real.
Y entonces después de 10 minutos vas a decir, pucha, esto es un drama entre Cristian, Fabi, quien sea, y simplemente no está ocurriendo.
There's nothing wrong with involvement. Involvement will happen, you see. Involvement in the situations will happen, but you see, you need to quickly come back to the sentence, Anantagneyone janvama parinameli. In knowing infinite objects, there are the results, and that situations arise, and in all of those situations, I am completely and absolutely pure as gold. You see, I am completely pure and absolutely pure. You see.
El involucramiento va a surgir y va a ocurrir, no hay nada erróneo con eso, pero cuando ocurre el involucramiento, yo rápidamente voy a repetir la frase que sale en el Charambidi de que todas las cosas que yo conozco las observo y me voy a mantener ahí, y eso va a simplemente ocurrir de esa manera.
In knowing infiniteness, these are all happening. This is all happening. These are infinite.
Esto simplemente está ocurriendo en lugares infinitos.
Yes, there are some, you get to know so much, you're taking a drive in the city or you're walking in the city. There's so many things that is being known, which you wouldn't know if you were to sit in your home, you see. But if you take a drive or if you take a walk, so many things are being registered. The self is knowing those things, you see. You are knowing.
Si tú sales de tu casa y tomas una caminata o sales a andar en auto o en el carro, hay tantas cosas las que estás conociendo, son tantas cosas las que están viendo, las que estás observando, y todas esas cosas se conocen a través del ser. Todas estas cosas no las conocerías si estuvieras a lo mejor sentados en la casa, y todas esas cosas se están conociendo y percibiendo a través del ser.
Yeah, and then there is a politician standing, there is a crowd of people gathered, and you stand there and listen and you get involved in it, you see. But you see, that involvement is also a part of something that is being known by you. You know that it's Cristian who got involved in watching this, you see. It's all Gnais, all being known.
Y entonces sigues caminando y hay un grupo de gente que está con un político que está ahí, que está hablando, conversando, entonces tú vas y te envuelves en eso y te metes en eso y te involucras en eso, pero tú sabes que el que se está involucrando en eso es Cristian, no eres tú.
So, in the course of a walk in the morning, so many things would happen, many things where you might enter into a situation, you see, and get involved, but your purity is absolute. Yeah, I am absolutely pure. That means I am absolutely, I can never be tainted, I can never be smeared, I can never be colored, you see. I can
Y
never be
entonces
colored.
muchas de estas cosas van a ocurrir, pero tú, y en algunas tú te vas a involucrar, pero tú eres pureza, tú eres absolutamente puro, tú no te vas a manchar, no te vas a colorear, no te vas a ensuciar con aquellas cosas, no te vas a dañar, porque tú eres absolutamente puro.
It doesn't happen to me. If it gets colored by the political talk, it is this one called Shuddha or Cristian who got involved in it. It's the one who got involved. He is the one who has got something wrapped on it, you see. Yeah.
Si yo, por ejemplo, me involucro en la charla política, no me estoy involucrando, en realidad es Cristian el que se está involucrando en esa charla política, el que se está integrando a eso. Tú no te vas a ver dañado por eso, simplemente porque eres puro.
And you see, this is exactly how it gets smeared, it gets tainted, it gets anointed, it gets it gets encrusted, attached to. It's like this chocolate melted chocolate getting attached to this spoon. If it was made of gold, it is not made of gold. It's just gold plated. But if it gets melted and it gets stuck to this hot chocolate will get stuck to it, and when it cools down, it will fall off, you see.
Y esta es la razón por la cual nosotros nos vamos involucrando y no estamos involucrados. Por ejemplo, este chocolate que está acá, si lo derretimos, si se derrite y se pega a esta cuchara que no es de oro, pero es bañada o algo parecido, se va pegando y hasta que tú, pero no cambia la naturaleza de la cuchara, no cambia la esencia de la cuchara, pero está pegado a la cuchara.
In the last life, we filled a lot of chocolate in this spoon, the golden one.
En la última vida le echamos mucho chocolate a nuestra cuchara dorada.
Some sweet chocolate, some bitter chocolate,
Algún chocolate dulce y algún chocolate amargo, pero le echamos harto chocolate.
And then it comes in this life, and then through evidences it melts, you see, and then you say, oh, I don't like this bitter stuff. Where did it come from? Well, you carried it from the last life.
Entonces eso se derrite y en esta vida nosotros decimos, a mí no me gusta este chocolate amargo, ¿de dónde habrá venido? Y dice, sí, pero viene de la vida pasada.
Now we are not filling anything in this spoon, and it remains pure gold, you see.
Y ahora en esta vida no estamos cargando nada en esta cuchara y esto se mantiene siendo oro puro.
Whatever is there in it will, dissipate, will go away.
Cualquier cosa que esté ahí se va a disipar, se va a ir.
No. So, all right, coming back to Dada.
Y ahora volviendo a Dada.
You see, it's a very severe instruction by Dada that's saying this in this satsang, do not see the mistakes of anyone. These are very special enlightened human beings who have gathered here in this satsang, you see.
Y dice, hay una instrucción de Dada que dice que en este satsang no veas el error de ninguno de los seres humanos que están acá. Estos son seres humanos muy especiales los que están acá.
In fact, nobody is making mistakes. You see, this is exactly the flawless vision coming up. You see, the combination of the flawless vision and the Vyavasthit is how we are proceeding further in satsang, you see.
Y esto, y en realidad no está ocurriendo ningún error, nadie está cometiendo un error. Esta es la visión correcta, la visión perfecta. En realidad es una mezcla entre la visión perfecta en flawless vision and Shuddha,
and understanding Vyavasthit, you see, it's
entre la visión perfecta y el entendimiento de Vyavasthit.
Yes, these two combinations is amazing. It's amazing because the energies of the self keep on rising as you understand these two components, scientific circumstantial evidence and flawlessness. You see.
Y esto es es algo impresionante porque en la medida que tú vas combinando esto, las energías del ser se empiezan a incrementar y vas prosperando a través de este conocimiento, a través de entender la visión perfecta y las evidencias circunstanciales científicas. Esta combinación.
It gives a very deep warning. The questioner asks, if I see mistakes, then I will regress. I have climbed up the steps of Akram Vignan. I have come up. If I see mistakes of someone, Tela, Kimochi, Gabi, if I see anyone's mistake, will I fall down? Dadashri says, if you see mistake, that gives a big warning, then human being will be destroyed, you see. Because that means you are kicking Vyavasthit, you are kicking the Agna of Vyavasthit. I don't believe in it. I don't accept it. That means
Da como una advertencia cuando le preguntan sobre esto, porque dicen que tú vas progresando y yendo cada vez más arriba en el camino del conocimiento, pero si tú ves las faltas en la otra persona, entonces estás de alguna manera cayendo, vas a destruir al ser humano, porque tú estás viendo los errores de los otros y estás pateando el conocimiento de Vyavasthit y de la visión perfecta.
Yeah, it is the inability to accept what is happening as Vyavasthit is the reason why you suffer in your own beautiful world, you see.
La inhabilidad para vivir aquello que está sucediendo como Vyavasthit es lo que te hace sufrir en tu propio mundo.
You see, somehow when you check, then you'll say, but immediately the word but, what if, but then him, yes, leave, hey, come on, this Dadashri has taken us away from all of that faulty vision, you see.
La palabra pero, cuando tú estás te están diciendo algo, tú dices sí, pero bueno, sal de ahí, Dada te sacó de ese lugar, de esa mirada.
He's taken away all of these things like what if, why, what happens when, etc., because the blissful one really doesn't need to have these answers, you see.
Dada te sacó de estas preguntas, ¿por qué? ¿Para qué? Pero, porque aquel que es dichoso no necesita tener esas respuestas.
Does any one of us need answers? What will happen? What happens? What will happen? There is no question of that. The question is not relevant for the blissful one that you and I are. What happens is what happens.
Aquellos que te preguntan qué va a pasar o qué pasa o qué pasó, simplemente esa respuesta no es relevante para aquellos que son dichosos como nosotros. Va a pasar lo que va a pasar.
There is nothing called what will happen, you see.
No hay nada que se pueda decir qué es lo que va a pasar o qué es lo que va a suceder.
Yeah, how can you even get into this statement saying what will happen? What will happen?
¿Cómo siquiera puedes ir a la declaración de qué es lo que va a pasar o qué va a pasar?
Yeah, what will happen? This is like, this is like slipping from our vision. You see, our view, our bliss. You see, what will happen? What are you saying?
¿Qué es lo que va a pasar? ¿Qué es lo que va a pasar? Eso es como resbalarse de nuestra visión, es como caerse de nuestra visión.
No one in this satsang is ever worried about what will happen. What will happen?
Nadie en este satsang está preocupado de qué es lo que va a suceder.
It's a question of intellect. It's a question of somebody who is expecting something to happen in a certain way.
Eso es una pregunta del intelecto, es una pregunta de alguien que está esperando que algo ocurra de una manera determinada o de una cierta manera.
It is, how about looking at the air that is going in and out of your nose? Are you breathing or is it happening?
¿Qué pasaría si empezamos a observar el aire que entra y sale de nuestra nariz? ¿Estás observándolo? ¿Está ocurriendo? ¿Está no ocurriendo?
What about these thoughts that are coming in this mind? Thoughts happening in the mind. Are you thinking or is it happening?
¿Qué pasa con esos pensamientos que está ocurriendo en la mente? ¿Estás tú pensando o está simplemente sucediendo?
What about all these mechanisms that are articulating so amazingly beautifully with hitting the tongue or hitting the back part of the top of the palate, or pushing in and air in and out of this voice mechanism? Are you doing it or is it happening? You see?
¿Qué pasa con todo este mecanismo que ocurre en la lengua, que está colocando la lengua en el paladar y que está permitiendo y humedeciendo el aire que entra hacia adentro? ¿Simplemente lo está ocurriendo o lo estás haciendo tú o simplemente está ocurriendo?
Sometimes coming back to basics is a very amazing answer lies in there, you see. Instead of going too much into the details, just this awareness is the beginning of this awareness that Dadashri is talking about. Let me be aware of this that is happening in this universe. ¿Sí?
Algunas veces volver a lo básico nos da tanta sutileza respecto al conocimiento de Dada de aquellas cosas que está sucediendo. A veces los detalles nos confunden y volver a lo básico nos permite llegar solo el hecho de poder observar todo aquello que está ocurriendo en este universo.
Am I in this universe that people identify as Damian or Angelique? You see, that is the universe, you see.
Este universo que la gente identifica como Damian o Angelique o cualquiera.
Yeah, you see, Dadashri finally sends the last sentence. He says, after having received this Gnan, it is not after having, and it's received. Yes, we received it with a lot of love. Now we have entered into the domain of this knowledge, in the light of this knowledge. And in this, yeah.
Dada lo que ha dicho es que después de obtener o recibir este Gnan, estamos entrando en este dominio de la luz. No dice que después de haber obtenido o terminado todo, es después de haberlo recibido con mucho amor que hemos entrado en este dominio de la luz o el ser.
This domain is so vast and so amazingly beautiful that there is really everything else is under the governance and the influence and the control of Vyavasthit. Vyavasthit is handling everything, you see. Vyavasthit is handling everything.
Y este dominio es tan vasto, tan impresionante y tan hermoso, y todo el resto está dentro del dominio de Vyavasthit. Vyavasthit es lo que está manejando todo aquello que ocurre además.
You see, and that, my friends, is liberation. There's only two needed. Only two experiences need to rise, two kinds of experiences, either of the self, the Ama, or of the knowledge of Vyavasthit. You see.
Y esto son estas dos cosas, simplemente se requieren dos cosas para liberarnos, ya sea que el dominio de Vyavasthit. Can you repeat those two, please?
Those two, the self, the experience of who am I.
Uno es la experiencia del ser, la experiencia de quién soy yo.
And in front of the self, what is happening? That is happening is evidence-based, you say, scientific, circumstantial.
Y que aquello que está ocurriendo frente del ser está basado en las evidencias científicas circunstanciales, que son efectos basados en evidencias.
Yeah, you see, and so this you see, may this vision continue. This is the awareness that Marcella is speaking about, is this awareness that arises in precision and in exactness.
Y esta visión, la constancia de esta visión es de lo que estaba preguntando, de esta conciencia, es lo que estaba preguntando Marcela, la exactitud de esta visión.
So you see this Is everybody clear with this? Is everybody
¿Están
accepting?
todos claros y pueden aceptar esto?
Does anybody have anything to say in it?
¿Alguien tiene algo que decir de esto?
Dadashri, Dadashri, you know, in front of Dada, we are all surrendered. Dada, this is it, Dada, this is it.
Dadashri, es decir, enfrente de Dada todos nos rendimos. Este es Dada.
Yeah, no.
Bueno, gracias.
Only thank you.
Yes, yes. Just total gratitude for our Dada, you see.
Gracias,
Total
Shuddha.
gratitud para nuestro Dada.
Yeah, right. Total,
Gracias.
absolute gratitude. You know, Dada, come in my dreams and hug me. Dada, be with me. Dada, let me. This is all I want. That's all. You see.
Dada, ven en mis sueños y abrázame. Dada, está conmigo. Eso es solo todo lo que yo quiero y pido.
Yes, that, you know, that's it. Shuddhatma Bhagwan. Highest namaskars with a lot of love to all of you.
Alto namaskar y mucho amor para todos ustedes.
And our gratitude to dear Cristian and Patricia and Fabi, you know, for this. Thank you very much.
Mi gratitud para Patricia, para Fabi, para Cristian.
All right, so shall I end? Do you want to continue, or you end meeting or leave meeting? I should leave. Should I leave the meeting so you can all talk? Whatever you want.
Él tiene que dejar la reunión, tiene que dejar a alguien de host, tiene que hacer algo. Nothing has to be done.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Jai Sachidanand, Shuddha, thank you.
Jai Sachidanand. Yaya, Guillermo, Canete. Yes, everyone. Yes. Jai Sachidanand. And Carolina, you know, and Olga and everyone. Devdas, yes, Jai Sachidanand.
Maravilloso, maravilloso la saxa. Maravilloso.
Jai Sachidanand.
Sachidanand, una pena que entre tarde.
Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Shuddhatma Bhagwan, Amapura.